So I have this VirtualBox Windows 11 virtual machine and I want to increase its disk size. Let's see how we can do it. Let's start by checking how much disk space we currently have. And if we open this PC, we can see that we currently have about 80 gigabytes on our C drive. And this is what we want to increase. We want to increase it to about 90 gigabytes. So the first thing we need to do is to turn off the virtual machine. And we're back in VirtualBox itself. So first, let's make sure that here on the left, the virtual machine that is currently chosen is the one whose disk we want to increase. So in my case, this is the virtual machine whose disk I want to enlarge. And now that this virtual machine is chosen, we can click on Storage. Here we can see all of the disks that are currently attached to this virtual machine. So we have what we see here as a circle, and this is the optical drive. That's not the disk we care about, so we're going to leave it as it is. The disk we do care about is this one, the square one, so we need to click on it. And this is the virtual disk that represents the C drive. So let's maximize this window. And here we can see the name of this virtual disk. So in my case, the name of the disk that I want to enlarge is Windows 11-example.vdi. In most cases, the name of the disk that you want to enlarge and the name of the virtual machine itself are going to be the same thing, but if we check it, as we just did in the storage category, we can be sure that this is the disk that we want to enlarge. So remember this name, Windows 11-example, that's the disk that we're about to enlarge. So let's close the virtual machine's settings. And now we need to go File, and under Tools, we need to choose Virtual Media Manager. Here we can see all of the virtual disks that are currently defined in VirtualBox. So from this list, we need to choose the disk that we want to enlarge. And as we just checked, the disk that we want to enlarge is this one, Windows 11-example.vdi. So make sure that you choose the one that you want to enlarge, then click on Properties. And here we can see how much disk space is currently allocated to this virtual disk. So currently I have 80 gigabytes allocated to this virtual disk and I want to increase it. So this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to replace the 80 by 90. And now I'm going to have 90 gigabytes in my virtual disk. So let's click on Apply. And once again, let's choose the virtual machine from the list and let's start it. In the virtual machine, there is one more step we need to do. So in the virtual machine, we need to right-click on the Windows Start menu icon. And here we need to choose Disk Management. So down here we can see that we have two disks. We have CD-ROM 0, that's the optical drive, and we don't care about it. The one we care about is this one, disk 0. This is the virtual hard drive, and this is the one that we need to update. So first we can see that we have these two partitions, the recovery partition and the EFI system partition, and we're not going to do anything with these two, so let's move on. So here we have the C drive, and as you can see it has about almost 80 gigabytes, and then we have this 10 gigabytes which is unallocated. That's the new disk space we just added to the virtual machine. So what we want to do is to expand our C drive so it will also use the unallocated 10 gigabytes. To do that, we can right-click on the C drive, then choose Extend Volume, and let's click on Next. And here we can see the maximum available space in megabytes. So we can see that we have about 10,000 free megabytes, which is about 10 gigabytes. And we need to make sure that here we have the same number as we have here. And what it means is that we're going to add all of the new disk space we added to the virtual machine to the C drive. So we have 10 new gigabytes to the virtual machine, and we're going to allocate all of them to the C drive in this virtual machine. So we need to make sure that what I write in this box is exactly the number I have here. And if this is the case, we can click on Next and Finish. And now you can see that we have no unallocated space, and the C drive uses all of the available space. So let's close the Disk Management utility. And if we now open the File Explorer and take a look at this PC, we can see that now the size of the C drive is about 90 gigabytes.